Candace from C3 Creative. We're going to do a centerpiece today. So this is a little red pitcher that I bought. I filled it with some gaps and cracks, but you could fill it with floral foam. And we're going to kind of see if we can make something fun and patriotic for a quick centerpiece. So here's some of the things I've pulled. It doesn't mean I'm going to use everything. This is kind of my mood board, if you will, or what I'm using. But I've got a little bit of leftover Smilax garland. I love this. So this was a garland, but you can cut it up and use it for picks. And I like that it's got a lot of movement and it's good greenery. So let me find the snips here and we'll go ahead and cut this up. And I'm going to cut it as long as I can right now. So I'm just going to get all the cuts off of this, because we can always trim it down and get ourselves different sizes. And I like to start with a little bit of base greenery, kind of poking up and down and over the sides, but I'll show you kind of how that looks as we go along. And I'm not an expert at this, but you know, I think I can kind of show you some tips and tricks that I have that work for me that end up turning out pretty cute. Then I have these picks. So I was going to show you here too. I like this pick. I like the different colors and I like the different textures, but I am not a fan of these foam leaves. I personally just find them to be very fake looking and ugly. So anytime I have these in a pick, I just cut them out. I just take the snips, snip them off, and I keep what I want. This greenery, while it's plastic, it just looks a little more real, and I like that it's got the white berries in it. But I don't know if you can tell here, this foam, it's just not a fan. Now, if I was doing a beach wreath, I might use that. Because I kind of like, you know, it depends on what you're going for. But for me, in a centerpiece, if I'm going for like classic floral and this red, white, and blue, it's not my aesthetic there. So there's that one. I've got two of these pulled. I think I actually might have a third one that I've pulled. Well, I had some scraps from another one that I was gonna use as well. So and you always want to, when you get a pick, fluff it out, right? Don't leave it kind of just, you know, all smushed together like it was in the package. You want to give it some life, right? But I'm going to clip off this fake part again. So there's that prepped. And then, yeah, here's the one that was partially used. I've already clipped the green off of this one because I was using this for another design. But there's this piece. And oh yeah, here's one more piece. So this pick's already cut apart, which is good. It might give me some different depth and flavor there. And then I've got these beautiful red geraniums. These are so pretty. And then I've got some blue roses, and I've got some white mums. So a little bit of everything. These are carnations, actually. So I've got this red, white, and blue combo as well. I thought I might mix some of that in. And I'm not going to cut those yet because I don't know what I want. And then I got a little bit of sparkle. These are fun. They kind of look like fireworks. They're left over from another wreath as well. And some little picks here. And then I have this cute little, I think I actually got this at Dollar Store last year, but I thought this would be cute. So I'm actually going to start with this as my focal point. And I'm just going to put this in here now. So this is going to be my focal point, this little star pick from Dollar Tree. But one of the things I want to do, just so you know, metal does not do well with hot glue, right? Hot glue is not going to hold it. So I'm going to put a little E6000 just on the end of this. I'm just going to run down here. It does take 24 hours to cure, but that's okay. I'm just going to put a little drizzle, as you can see there. And then I'm going to stick this right in the center because this is my focal point. And that kind of tells me where my height's going to be. And I'm going to close this back up. And then next, I'm going to start with my greenery here, okay? And what I do is I'm going to kind of bend this down a little, and I'm going to start arranging first, and then I'll glue this in just to kind of see where I want it. And I want to kind of have this, my vision is for this to kind of drape out like this. So I'm going to start with some of these, kind of just draping them out in different directions. This might be a little long. I might trim it up. We'll see. I'll do kind of one right here. I think this will be plenty. Oh yeah, I like this. I like how it's kind of standing up as well, so you can kind of see what we've got here. We'll get this moved around in a minute, but it's okay for now. Yeah, and then what I might do is take one more of these and just trim it up a little bit and use it to give myself just a little bit more greenery. So I'm going to cut these up And I'm going to put just a couple in here, standing up, different color and texture. So I put that the wrong way. Putting this. I don't like how that one looks. I'm going to cut one more of these a little shorter. Bendy here. So this is kind of what we're starting with. It looks kind of messy, and that's okay, but this is just kind of giving us our overall shape. So here's my height, and then I've got my overall shape here. And the next thing I'm going to do to give this some height is I'm going to put these picks in. I'm going to cut just a little bit off of here. Let's see if I like the height on this. I'm going to go right. Trying to decide where I want to put this. What I don't want to do is block my star. Yeah, like that. So I'm just kind of giving myself some height. I'm going to put one on the other side. I'm going to make this one a little lower. So maybe cut that one off a little bit more. And I'm going to put this one more towards the front on this side. Just like that. And I can always bend this the way I want it. And then I've got this shorter one here, and I'll put right here in the front. So this is kind of what we're looking at so far. See, it's already starting to take some shape. It just takes a little bit of filler. And then now before I start gluing everything in, now I'm going to take this out, because what I want to do is put a little bit of moss in here before I get too much in here that it's too much to work around. We want to get a little bit of moss here, so I'm just going to cut this. And what I like to do is just kind of put it in a little ball, put some glue on it. And part of what will happen is as you glue stuff in, you'll kind of push this down and the glue will kind of go through it. So it doesn't have to be completely glued, but you want just a little bit to kind of just hold it on there so it doesn't fall off. You don't want too much, because then you won't be able to poke through it. So I'm just putting just a little drizzle of glue on there so that I can kind of fill this in and cover up the white foam underneath. We don't want to see that. So put that there. I need one more little piece of the greenery. A little bit of glue. And then we will have all of this covered up really well. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is pull this out, and I'm going to poke this through, and I can clean this up. And I'm going to need to, because I now have green stuff everywhere, but that's okay, because we're going to fix everything up. And I'm just gluing in what I've started here. And see, as I push this down, it's going to secure the green foam, which is perfect. That's what I want to do. And I'm going to put this big one back in right here in the back. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And then I need to put this one on the side back. Whoops. I knew I was going to run out of glue, so I'm just putting in a new glue stick here. Let me get this glue on. Whoops. Dripping, dripping, dripping. It's okay. Let me get this one in. There we go. Okay. Just put a little glue down in here. Back on in the front here. And sometimes I'll use a little eucalyptus too to kind of cover up some of the white if it pokes through. But I want to see how this kind of turns out first. I want this over here. got a little glue on my pot. I'm trying to do a little surgery. There we go. And I'm just arranging some of these leaves the way I want them. Not down too much. There we go, just like that. So this is kind of where we're at so far. Just making some, and again, I got a little glue on the pot. It'll come right off once you let it harden. So if you ever get glue, don't panic. It'll come right off once you let it harden a little bit at the end. I think I'm missing, yeah, this one right here needs to go back on. Forgot to glue it. So this one goes back in here. There we go. So now that we have our basic greenery and I've got those flowers, I want to go in with some of these geraniums, these bigger geraniums. So I think I'm going to use, see how one looks to start. And so I'm going to snip this down, have this kind of, and this is a little smushed, right? So I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit and give it some life. You know, be kind to your flowers. They have been in bags or whatever, so they sometimes get a little, you know, wonky, I guess, for lack of a better word. I want this to go in the front, so I'm going to move this over. And I'm going to put this in front of that there. Yeah, I like that better. So I'm just kind of rearranging things, and then I want to put a taller one in the back here, put some height on it. And same thing, I'm going to just fluff this out a little bit so that it has some life. I'm going to push those leaves up some. And then I'm going to put this one towards the back here so I can get it to go in. There we go. I don't know if that's too far back. Let's see if I can get it in between here. The carnation, or maybe just put it a little bit lower. Maybe green all over me. Put this white one in here. Right about there. I like that. Okay, so we got a little bit of red, a little bit of the white. Now we need some blue in the back. Try to get a really tall rose here. Here we go, right here. So this one's got some height to it. I'm trying to get a little bit more height on this. And I'm gonna have this one kind of go back here. I think I'll put this one on this side, which is where I was going to go with that other red geranium, but it wasn't quite working. No, it needs to go here. I'm going to bend this out a little. There we go. There we go. So now I've got a little bit of red, a little bit of white, a little bit of blue, and I'm going to come in with the back with some more height. So I'm going to put this red one back here. And then I need another white carnation. I'm going to put it on this side in the back. Just like that. And I'm going to get myself a blue rose that's a little shorter back here too. And I'm just kind of filling this in, giving myself some more depth. Not quite that low. There we go, like that. I like to make sure the back, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to kind of be, you know, symmetrical. You don't want everything to be on the one side. So you want to make sure that it looks good from all the different angles, right? So this is where we're looking at right now. And I got to fix this blue one because he wants to get in the way of this little star. I want it to show, but not so much that it covers the star. So I'm going to put it in the middle here, like that. Yeah, so now I've kind of got, this got bent. So there we are. Looking really cute. And I don't know if I'm going to do a bow yet or not, but I'm going to start gluing this end, and then we'll kind of look at what the next step is. But I kind of, as you can see, I like to poke things in, and then I like to move them around, and then I'll glue it once I like the direction. But I like that this is, you know, it's coming out. We've got some up, and I like to do things in threes. So I like to have 3 of each color. Right now I only have 2, so I need to add some more in here. But I don't like everything to be too even either. You want it to look more natural, right? Because nature isn't completely even. It's got a lot of little bumps and wiggles in it. So just fixing this. I want it to look here, just like that. Okay. So let's do some surgery. I'm going to do some gluing now. I'm going to go here and poke that right in here. And I want that one to be about, it's going to be a little lower than my blue, but not too low. And then I want the white a little lower than the red. And I'm going to put it kind of almost dead center here. Oops, accidentally lost my leaf. I just realized. Let me put that through here. When I pulled that out, I lost my leaf, so I need to re-glue it. Okay. Round 2. Put that right in the center here. And then we're putting this blue one kind of off to the side, but still grouped together so that we have our red, white, and blue here. There we go. Oh, perfect. I want it a little lower. Just an inch or so, 1/4 inch. Just a small adjustment. There. There we go. Yeah, and I like how that's looking. I feel like I need some more coming out this side, so I'm going to cut myself a piece of greenery here and come out a little bit this way. Just realized I need a little more dimension right here. There we go, perfect. Okay, and I've got that's glued in. Now I need to come back here and get this rose glued. And the last thing I'm going to go in with here is a little bit of sparkle, the glittery stuff, and see how that looks and see if I like it or not. If we don't like it, we won't do it. But I thought it might make this kind of pop and be a little more fun. There we go. And then here's our last red one. I need to get in. I love the red geraniums. I don't know why. I think the red geraniums are so pretty, especially in Patriotic. They just look really, really good to me. Okay, get all of this junk out everywhere. Oh, throw that away, throw that away, these out of the way. So let's see how we look here. Oops, my sign is turned, but that's okay. So we've got our little picture. I mean, it looks really cute, I think, but we're gonna add some more filler kind of in here, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of this fun sparkly stuff. So I have these, I have 2 of these, I think. And what else do I don't know, there's a white one here, and I think I have another blue one somewhere. Yep, there's the other blue one. And what I might do is a combination of these and the red here. I've got this shorter one that I could put in too. That's kind of blocking. I don't like how this is blocking here. There we go. I'll kind of turn this way so you can kind of see what I'm doing while I'm doing this here. I know it's kind of hard to see. But I'm going to add a little bit of this in the center. This little small piece that I have, just to give it some filler in here. Oops, I get to go in. It is not wanting to go in. This is where a steel pick machine would be good, but I don't have one. I might do something I do someday. I don't do enough floral arrangement, honestly, to probably make it worth my while at this point, but eventually. Okay, this is not going in. Okay, we're I'm not going to put that in right now because it's aggravating me. Why is this not sliding up? Let's slide down at the bottom. Let's see if I can get one of these in here. I like this red. I thought this might be fun. I'm going to see how it looks. Nothing wants to go in down here. Ah, there we go. I'm just going to kind of spread it out a little bit here. I do not like that. It does not look good. Not right there anyway. I think I just need some more filler. So I'm not going to use the fireworks. We'll see how these look. I think these will look okay because they're a little more forgiving, but we're going to need some more red. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do there. But let's see how this looks with one or two of these stuck in. Oops. Yeah, I like that. This is in the wrong place. This rose should be up this way. And master. Okay. I need some more height back here. I could pull this over. Just trying to see how this looks. And I'm putting in these, so this is the fabric moss, which I love because it's not as messy, but it grabs onto everything, I will say. So I'm gonna put this back here. This is where I think I need some height. There we go. And then I'm gonna use this blue one back here to give myself some more height. It's kind of coming off to the side here. Not there. No, I don't want it to block my star, so I'm just manipulating this around. There we go, just like that. And then one more blue one. I think I'm out of these in red. I got these from Hobby Lobby last year, so I need to go back. I'm sure they probably still have them. I just need to get there and get myself some more of these because they're super cute. Actually, they look really good. This is kind of blocking. And then I'm going to put one more white in just to give myself a lot of height here in the back section. I'm going to go right about in there. There we go. Yeah, I really like the little spikies. They look good. The shorter ones did not, so we omitted those. And now I feel like I need a little more red right here on this side. And I'm going to make this one a little shorter. This one's going to be kind of a filler red. So if I push this down in here, so this is this way, and I'm going to make sure that this leaf comes up and up like that. And I'm going to give myself some blue, and then I'm going to pop this in. I do not like how that leaf is acting right there, but I cannot figure out how to get rid of it. So we're just going to, I'm going to push this way down there. Do not like how that looks. I'm going to pull this one out. This is why you want to be sure before you put it in, because it does not want to come back out. That's okay. I got it. I showed it who was boss. How about that? There we go. And then this is here. This red here. And I'm going to put this geranium. So I've got here. I'm going to put this one back here. Right over there. just gonna trim this one leaf because it's not cooperating. There we go. And then I need more blue in the back here. So tall blue on that side. So again, this is where I'm just getting my balance, right? So I want to make sure that I don't have matchy-matchy. And again, I like to do things in threes. Don't know that there's a set rule for that. There may be. I'm not an expert, to be honest. But this is what I like to do. So I'm just going to add one more piece of blue back here and get it to go into the phone. Just like that. So now I've got 3 blue and I've got 3 reds. So you can kind of see, like, here's the front, side, back, and yes, I do need more white right there, and we're about to fill that in. And this will be my 3rd white flower, which is great, because this is where we need a little more height as well, but also, and I'm going to put a little touch of glue on here just to make sure this stays up, and then I'm going to put some glue at the bottom, and this white is going to go right here. Glue these in. And there we go. So again, looking at all our sides, we have the front, the side, the back, and the other side. I like to make sure, if I'm doing an arrangement, especially if someone's going to sit it in the center of the table, you want to make sure it has that good depth all the way around. So now I just need to see, is there any other fill that I want to do? I need to clean up some of my moss here. Got a few glue strings. Do I want a bow? I don't think this one needs a bow. I could add a little bit of ribbon to the side, but I don't really see a place where a bow is going to add to this design. So I'm probably going to leave the ribbon off, even though I love ribbon. You know, I don't need an excuse. And then I might just add a little touch of greenery, just because I like to have a couple different types of greenery. So I'm gonna go see if I have maybe a little bit of bead grass or something small I can poke in here just to add a different texture. So greenery, because I wanted to see if it needed something else. I have this little bit of eucalyptus, and then I have this white flower. Looking at it with the white flower, I think this is going to be too big. I think I need something smaller to just put around the edges. And so that's why I think I'm gonna use this one. And this eucalyptus I can cut. It's not a pusher. I love a pusher usually, but I can clip it in 2 spots and get some good coverage out of it. So I'll probably only need a few pieces. I'm probably gonna cut 5, but I'm just gonna trim this down. So I'm gonna cut this so that I get 2 cuts off of each stem, and then I'm gonna cut this one here. So that gives me 5 little pieces of greenery, and I'm just gonna poke this around the edges just to give this a little bit of a different texture and a different shade of green. And that's all I'm doing here. Just adding some dimension and some texture because I've got the drapery, but I want it to look a little more full in just going around the edges and adding this in. Just gives it a little bit different texture and dimension. I feel like this one needs a little piece here. I'm going to put this taller piece right in here. There we go. I like that much better. If I need one more piece there. I don't think so. Just looking around. So as you can see, I just added this little bit of eucalyptus as a filler. It just makes it look a little more complete. So to me, this looks more full now. But I mean, this was super quick.